corners, very narrow.
This is not.
Slightly wider hallway.
Come on up. Come on up. Wait till we get out. Like I said before, the control center controlled all these doors. As you came in or out, they ran it, they got cameras they could see you on, and they carry on the PA system. If you were to go that way, you can go into what's called the clinical care unit when I worked here. That was for the inmates that have mental issues. I can't remember what it's housed anymore. That's what 6 years of retirement does to you. The hospital off over there behind us, that's the hospital. I had a doctor on staff here, several nurses. They ran, they had patients in it and stuff, well, treating you in and out. If you made a sick call, you were an inmate. It used to be free, then they got tired of everybody made a sick call all the time for no reason at all. So they started charging an outrageous price of 50 cents to see a nurse or a doctor. I know, but we all like to pay 50 cents. You kids don't care, but he does. Any medical work that was done to him was absolutely free. The hospital of choice, unless it was a big emergency, was if it Iowa City. I guarantee you yet today, I bet you they got a van Monday through Friday en route back toward the Iowa City Hall, and inmates up there for whatever. If an inmate's kept up there, of course, the guards have to stay with them to watch them, depending, if they're maximum security, which it would be from here. The outside perimeter, the grounds was maintained by the farm inmates. They had Farm 1 and Farm 3. Of course, Farm 1's gone. It's now the new prison. They mowed the yards, maintained everything outside of the institution, plowed the snow. I started up here as an officer, went sergeant, lieutenant, captain, operations manager over maintenance, powerhouse, stuff like that. Ain't got any quick questions for me forward. Oh, I like you guys. Cell block we're going into is cell house 217. On top of it, if you look up, you'll notice it looks like steel boilerplate. They call it steel range. That's where they had the inmates they called the honor lighters. And if you gave state report free, out of trouble for so many years, you got to go up there and live. When Ward Nix got here, retired military colonel, he didn't like that word honor lifer. He worked like hell to get it changed, like the man. He was very militaristic in how he ran the prison, and I liked him a lot. Place went from every inmate having a shank. Literally, I seen him, I was here. Nobody did nothing. If they did anything wrong, he locked them up. He didn't mind it. A lot of gangs, they fight gangs constantly and continually. They fought them for years. You guys are coming out?
Yeah.
Come on out, and we'll go in. I think you're still there a little bit. Huh?
For what, to go home? That's what, to go home, what?
Let's go see a visit.
Oh, don't let anybody in here. Well, I come to take it to her, my daughter or son-in-law, but I decided to get the tour.
Watch out, you're looking for a good man there.
How you doing?
Good. Still here?
Yeah, I ain't left. I ain't left.
I miss it. I want to move in. I want to rent one of them cells on top.
I'll talk to you about it later.
Mac, he works down the gym activity spaces.
Hey, my group, up against the wall, please. How you doing?
We've heard that before, Mac. All right, let's do it.
Go up.
Believe it or not, that would have been the office for the unit manager when they had unit manager. When I started up here, they didn't believe in three. They overseen both precinct security. Counselors, that was their office, boom, boom, down that way. Come on in, kind of crowd on in. When I started up here, walkie-talkies didn't exist. In the cell house, you had a couple of beaters to share among the staff. This cell house houses 208 inmates. It was ran by a lieutenant, a sergeant, and 2 officers, period. The top range, like I said, it was steel range, the honor lifers. This is where the lieutenant or the sergeant, if he was running it, sat, and that was it. You're wide open to everything. The fencing they started adding, that wasn't on there when I worked here. That's originally that. It was just open. Had a desk set right there or right here, and that was it. You had a light on a switch back here. You flip if you wanted to catch guys up on top and watch for a light bulb up there. That's how they got a hold of you. Pretty good system. Nowadays, thank God, every staff has a walkie-talkie. They had that before I left. I ain't that old. Like I said, unit manager's office was here. He had 2 floors. He had a big office. The counselors had a single cell. They were there. This is where everything transpired. There's the top range where the honor lifers lived, or lifers. You could tell who was who back in the day by what they had in their cell. On the front side, down about cell number 15, was an inmate by the name of Fish. If we could go up there, it'd be nice to see. But he had all kinds of switches in his cell. Most inmates got one plug-in. He had switches all over the place, plug-ins, and a switch he could turn his TV on and off with. He was somebody. It was a power of things back then. Then they had the big riot. They brought Nixon out of the military, and things changed real quick. He ran, like I said, military attitude. He run Camp and Nom, and he ran Leavenworth. He knew his stuff, and he knew it well. He wasn't somebody that wasn't appointed by the governor because, hey, I like you, I knew you. And they went from that time on to, you had no correction.
When was the riot?
Oh, crap, you asked me. I want to say 79, 80 was their big riot. It was, I got called in, we sat outside, and you thought it was a picnic party because McDonald's catered us. We sat out in the grass for hours and hours, and we eat McDonald's sacks till they finally decided to come in. They brought a fire truck in at one point, because then as we started to burn him, they said, well, ain't burnt down. There's a closet up on the top floor, just about here, and opened it up after the riot. The inmates in here said we had no part of it. And after the riot, they opened up that door, and they were just full of knives and shanks. Shanks, a bigger knife, a shiv's a smaller knife. They killed Tyson in the kitchen. If we can get through it over there, I'll show you where they killed him during the riot. When you look down, you can see the cell rows. Take the time to come look down the cell row. This was orientation row for a long time for the new inmates that came here. And believe it or not, the inmates all knew what was going on all throughout the cell house. The sweeping, the mopping, the cleaning, all done by inmates. We had what you call, supposed to call them, I can't remember what you call them, we call them wonders, which is an old terminology. They kept wanting us to break old terminology, and that never worked well.
Put on CCU, which was all the mental patients. That's where Ryan cut his teeth being a sergeant out there. He could run everything.
Went out and down until we got below the powerhouse. They concreted that off. The sewer lines coming out of the institution are only 10 inches big. because a man cannot crawl through anything 10 inches. 12 inches, believe it or not, the right-sized man can get through. So everything had to be 10 inches.
Kind of tough.
So that required a lot of change because they had a big sewer pipe. They have down the lower yard, down over there is what they call the lower yard, what they call a muffin monster. All the sewage would go down through it, and it's got big blades in it that would chop everything up because inmates flush anything, blankets, sheets, anything, everything. So it just shredded up down there, and then it pumps it outside. Like I said, the tunnel goes out through down there. This is all tunnel all the way down through here. Underneath the flag range on these cell houses, that's all open tunnel down there. This used to be the justice building. During the riot, they burnt this building just totally. Just really burned it bad during the big riot. It took them years to finally remodel and use it. The building, you see, it shoots back this way around and over and back up. This part's the hospital. Up there's the old theater. They used to show movies up there. When I left, the real projectors and everything was up there. Seats were there. That part is where is what they call industry. They make any furniture. Have you ever been to a college dorm? That's what they make there. The filing cabinets, the beds, you name it, they make it there. They used to do a lot of refinishing of church pews or anything anybody wanted to bring in. The big tanks up there, they dunk them in, clean them up, the inmates would do it, and they charge accordingly outside people. When I started up here, we'd put an inmate in there dark, and he'd walk the building. No fire alarms, no smoke alarms, just the inmate that'd walk it, and if there was a problem, he'd call us every hour. We'd check on him, make sure he was still there. That's how they did business originally, and then things changed, and fire alarms went in, smoke detectors and everything. I started up here in '79. I think the riot was, I can't remember, it was in '79 or '80. I really can't remember. I had an inmate that would come out, he lived at 17, would take care of all the flowers, and this ain't nothing compared to what it used to be. This used to be immaculate out here. Same way around and back.
If you're in a hurry, that's the wrong poor guy.
They had the PCs, or no, left and right, excuse me. It's over there. Protective custody inmates were over there until they did away with PCs. They used to call PC protective custody. General Pop was over here. They ended up, the inmates sued Warden next because the sewer line and the water line all ran in the same tunnel, which is against state code. Well, they sued him to make him change it, and they had bigger cells up there. Nix didn't like the fact that they had bigger cells. It bothered him that you had to kill somebody or rape somebody to get something special, burned him up. So when they sued him and won, he said, okay, you won, I'm not fixing it, I'm moving you over here. They threw a fit and said, never mind, we don't care. And he goes, no, I got your federal court order that says you're going. And that's where he moved him, and he enjoyed it. The shift captain sat there. He could see down this way towards the hospital, the deputy warden's office, or down this way towards the cell house row. If an inmate was going from one unit to another unit, like to the hospital from the cell house, he'd leave the cell house with his pass. He'd have to go to the shift captain, to the blotter officer, and he just left ahead of us with that tour group, Kent Ruby. We'd have to sign the pass, or the captain would, and then they'd go to the hospital or infirmary or wherever they're going to go, deputy's building, and then go back the same way and sign it. And it was all kept track of and logged, so we knew where they were at. All right, bud.
Seen you for a while, bud.
It's been a while, about 6 years.
Is that how long you been gone now?
Been gone 6 years this June. Huh? You know, they send the check on time every time. We'll move on. These stairs here go up. This is the dining hall. These stairs go up to what they call the gas cage. An officer sat in there during main line. He had gas gun, gas grenades. If you'd have a problem, you could order the kitchen gas, and there's enough gas in there, you move them out in a hurry. I ordered it one time. On the grass, because the inmates could not, except the one that was assigned to mow it. You caught them on the grass, they went to lockup. They love to take a knife, shove it down in the grass, they know where it's at. Stay off the grass. Another tunnel going in. Wonder why there's a sidewalk to nowhere. Don't let anybody in there.
Yeah.
You know, they still send me that check.
Yeah.
Didn't work when I was here. They still pay me that I don't work here. $3.19. At one time it was GP. They made it lockup. Patty walking door.
What's up?
Well, how you doing, Morgan?
Thank you for helping us.
I'm gonna stay all day, maybe.
Good. You need help. Go into the room. Somebody's to the left.
For you that don't know, this is the warden.
Welcome
I used
to
to outrank
prison.
her once.
Not anymore, so I can tell him what to do now.
You betcha.
Into the right. So welcome. How long did you guys have to wait?
2.5 hours.
2.5.
And I hear it's backed up to
The
putt-putt.
parking lot.
Really?
And I mean the far parking lot. Yeah.
Well, welcome. Take them on in.
When I worked here, the limit by federal court order inside the walls was 550. It used to be double. Federal court said too many. And they had constant trouble with that many inmates when they reduced it. And like I said, next came in, he really changed how they ran. Anybody want to guess why they got screen on those cells?
Those are for the really bad guys.
Well, you're limited to what you can throw. You just got wet if they threw. Over here was first stage lockup. If you behaved yourself, you came over here. If you're just a little bit of a problem, you were in there. They couldn't reach out to grab you, and they would. They couldn't throw stuff on you other than liquid. If they misbehaved, there were certain sanctions that were imposed, and that was determined by the unit manager. They had to turn around and receive their food tray or a piece of the coffee. You try to hold it up behind your back and get your piece of coffee. It's a lot of fun and a little styrofoam thing. But it was a good deterrent. They didn't like it. They found it degrading, I guess, or whatever. So they didn't deter. So the screen cells for those that were a little on the poor side of life that we had more trouble with. I'll show you 20. That's where they went when they really couldn't behave. I ran 20 a lot. But this is the general fronts of the cells. Of course, if you cast an inmate over here, you share it with everybody. So the other inmates really didn't want him gassed. Days are an inmate right up there in the place.
The prisoners, just some of them have to sell like one cell.
Everybody was single cell in this place. ISP is the only institution that has single cell. Well, my theory was at the bottom of the barrel, you got that trouble. And that's what this place was for. Those that kept getting in trouble with the other institutions, they ship here. We get them offered on, they ship them to us. We rarely got an inmate that came through orientation at Oakdale and got sent straight here. They usually went to State Oakdale or Anamosa or into somewhere else. Rarely they come here. One time we had a female inmate had her in the hospital. They could not control her or contain her and ship her down here. We had her for about 2 weeks. She learned to behave. Any questions? 4 floors, split in half. When I started up here, this stuff wasn't here, it was all open to the top. Cell house 218 was 5 floors open all the way to the top.
This is all just general population right
And
here,
this is lockout.
right? Oh, this is locked.
This is first step lockout. GP cell houses all look just like that, except instead of the steel bed, they would have a bed that's got springs on it and 12 magnets. That's, everything's the same. They have a stool and a table to sit down. Little table about yay wide, yay deep, middle legs went down. Toilet, of course, if you notice the privacy is right there. That's where you went to the bathroom at. GP cell house has porcelain toilets. These are all stainless steel. The reason being, they'll bust them up, they're all magic. 550 was the max when I started up here. They just moved the limit to that. Anybody else? It's hollow underneath, but it's closed in so they can't get to it. Bolted to the wall and the floor. Nick's had these put in when he got here. This is what he wanted.
So this is, I mean, they got this, what more stuff? I mean, obviously they're in prison, they don't have a whole lot of stuff.
Don't have a lot.
You got a,
TV. You can have a TV in lockup unless you're what they call disciplinary detention. Federal courts regulate DD. You put them in for 10 days, take them out for 1, in for 10, out for 1, in for 10, out for 15, and the second repeat. Exercise. You got out of this cell 1 hour a day if you wanted to go out into those pens that are over there. I'll show them to you. You were handcuffed behind that strip shirt. You didn't move out of these cells without being strip shirt, and that includes your underwear if you're curious. Then you're taken outside, handcuffed behind the back, taken out those pins on cup, exercise for an hour, brought back in, shake it down again, strip search.
oh, so these are the ones that are locked up 23.
23 hours a day. A lot of them didn't go out to exercise. You shower 3 times a week. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or something like that, whatever was decided in the shower schedule. Take them out of here, you put them in the shower down there. And that's the first cell down there is the shower.
One by one or in a group?
Huh?
One by one or in a group?
We take a group of 5 out. 1 officer per inmate, take a group of 5 out, 5 in. Get those, it's a lengthy process. Like I said, when I started up here, this is GP cell house, and the cell house next door to it was open to it. It was all one unit. And then they put that wall in. Well, actually, it was all one unit because that was part of it too. They put this wall in and that wall in and made this a cell house, and that was cell house, and this is cell house. It used to be called 319 North and South, I can't remember. You had to do something wrong with the lockout. Your canteen was regulated. They could spend up to $100 every 2 weeks on a canteen. You work a job in GP, you could make $1 an hour was top paid industries. When I left, most of them were 30, 35, 40 cents an hour jobs. The inmates did all the cooking. They didn't serve the food over here, GP. The guards, the officers served the food here. You got 30 minutes to eat, and came back around, took the tray back up, everybody was fed. They did styrofoam trays for a long time, and then went to a plastic recycling tray to save money. And it was institutional cooking. You better like what was on the menu. You go hungry unless you can afford to buy a Twinkie. Thank you. Any other questions? We'll slide on to the dining hall. This is just identical on the cell house and the one run the back. Come this way as they go to the right. Walking on the grass because the inmates could not except the one that was assigned to mow it. You caught them on the grass, they went to lockup. They love to take a knife, shove it down in the grass, they know where it's at. Stay off the grass. another tunnel going in. You wonder why there's a sidewalk to nowhere. Don't let anybody in there. You know, they still send me that check. Didn't work when I was here. They still pay me that I don't work here. 319. At one time it was GP. They made it lockout. Patty walking door.
What's up?
Well, how you doing, Morgan?
Thank you for helping us.
I'm gonna stay all day, maybe.
Good. You need help. Go into the room. Somebody's to the left.
For you that don't know, this is the warden.
Welcome
I used
to
to
prison.
outrank her once.
Not anymore, so I can tell him what to do now.
You betcha.
Into the right. So welcome. How long did you guys have to wait?
2.5 hours.
And I hear it's backed up to
The
putt-putt.
parking lot.
Really?
And I mean the bar parking lot. Yeah.
Well, welcome. Take them on in.
When I worked here, the limit by federal court order inside the walls was 550. It used to be double. Federal court said too many. And they had constant trouble with that many inmates when they reduced it. And like I said, next came in, he really changed how they ran. Anybody want to guess why they got screen on those cells?
Those are for the really bad guys.
Still throw stuff through 'em.
Well, you're limited to what you can throw. You just got wet if they threw. Over here was first stage lockup. If you behaved yourself, you came over here. If it's just a little bit of a problem, you were in there. They couldn't reach out to grab you, and they would. They couldn't throw stuff on you other than a liquid. If they misbehaved, there were certain sanctions that were imposed, and that was determined by the unit manager. They had to turn around and receive their food tray or their juice of the coffee. You try to hold a cup behind your back and get your juicy coffee. It's a lot of fun and a little styrofoam time. But it was a good deterrent. They didn't like it. They found it degrading, I guess, or whatever. So they deterrent. So the screen cells for those that were a little on the poorer side of life that we had more trouble with. I'll show you 20. That's where they went when they really couldn't behave. I ran 20 a lot. But this is the general fronts of the cells. Of course, if you gassed an inmate over here, you shared it with everybody. So the other inmates really didn't want him gassed. Taser an inmate right up there in that place.
The prisoners, just so don't have to sell like one cell.
Everybody was single cell in this place.
Really?
ISD is the only institution that has single cell. Well, my theory was at the bottom of the barrel, you got that trouble. And that's what this place is for. Those that kept getting in trouble with the other institutions, they ship here. We get them offered on, they ship them to us. We rarely got an inmate that came through orientation at Oakdale and got sent straight here. They usually went either stayed at Oakdale or had them also for them to somewhere else. Rarely they come here. One time we had a female inmate had her in the hospital. They could not control her or contain her and shipped her down here. We had her for about 2 weeks. She learned to behave. Any questions? 4 floors, split in half. When I started up here, this stuff wasn't here, it was all over to the top. Cell house 218, 5 floors open all the way to the top.
This is all just general population right here,
And this is lockout.
right? Oh, this is a lot.
This is first step lockout. GP cell houses all look just like that, except instead of the steel bed, they would have a bed that's got springs on it and full mattress. That's, everything's the same. They have a stool and a table, to sit down. Little table about yay wide, yay deep, middle legs went down. Toilet, of course, if you notice your privacy is right there. That's where you went to the bathroom at. GT cell house has porcelain toilets. These are all stainless steel. The reason being, they'll bust them up, they're on it.
How many people in prison here at one time ago?
550 was the max when I started up here. They just moved the limit to that. Anybody else? It's hollow underneath, but it's closed in so they can't get to it. Bolted to the wall and the floor. Nick's had these put in when he got here. This is what he wanted.
So this is what, I mean, they got this, look at stuff. I mean, obviously they're in prison, they don't have a whole lot of stuff.
Don't have a lot
You
of
got
stuff. TV. You can have a TV in lockup unless you're what they call disciplinary detention. Federal courts regulate DD. You put them in for 10 days, take them out for 1, in for 10, out for 1, in for 10, out for 15, and the second repeat. Exercise. You got out of this cell 1 hour a day if you wanted to go out into those pens that are over there. I'll show them to you. You were handcuffed behind that strip strip. You didn't move out of these cells without being strip strip, and that includes your underwear if you're curious. Then you're taken outside, handcuffed behind the back, taken out those pens on cup, exercise for an hour, brought back in, shake it down again, strict search.
Oh, so these are the ones that are locked up 23.
23 hours a day. A lot of them didn't go out to exercise. You shower 3 times a week. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or something like that, whatever was decided in the shower schedule. Take them out of here, you put them in the shower down there. And that's the first cell down there is the shower.
One by one or in a group?
Huh?
One by one or in a group?
We take a group of 5 out. 1 officer per inmate, take a group of 5 out, 5 in. It's a lengthy process. Like I said, when I started up here, this is DT cell house, and the cell house next door to it was open to it. It was all one unit. And then they put that wall in. Well, actually, it was all one unit, because that was part of it too. They put this wall in and that wall in, and made this a cell house, and that was cell house, and this a cell house. It used to be called 219 North and South, I can't remember. You had to do something along getting locked up. Your canteen was regulated. They could spend up to $100 every 2 weeks on a canteen. You work a job in GT, you can make $1 an hour was top paid industries. When I left, most of them were 30, 35, 40 cents an hour jobs. The inmates did all the cooking. They didn't serve the food over here. GP, the guards, the officers served the food here. You got 30 minutes to eat, and came back around, took the tray back after everybody was fed. They did styrofoam trays for a long time, and then they went to a plastic recycling tray to save money. And if it was institutional cooking, you better like what was on the menu, you go hungry unless you can afford to buy it quickly. Thank you. Any other questions? We'll slide on the dining hall. It's just identical to the cell house and the mother runs the back. Come this way as they go to the right.
They come out and sit at the table.
I think all the doors fit
They have workbooks and.
Anybody else want their picture in there? Girls, you look like you want one. You do. Come on up here. Oh, you want Come on with you, you feel better?
Am I gonna go together?
Well, Dad, if you lose one, you're gonna lose them both.
Alright, who's picking up there?
Probably one of the few times you see somebody and they're smiling.
Come back.
Sir, the door's electrically controlled?
Nope, by hand. Stick the key in here and you lock it. You pull it shut, and you deadlock it. You throw the lever in there, then the key's no good. Unless you flip it all off on deadlock, and then you go in here, you throw the lever, and then all the doors can be pulled open. Anybody else? Bother me.
Macy.
I got 2 cells at home in my backyard that I bought when they tore down the old death row that come off the death row cell.
Huh.
Same as these. You done? Watch your hand. Anybody else? We're gonna get Dad in there. Last chance, I'm gonna head out. Come on in. Let's head out the door then. Straight drop. Ready?
Wait.
Maybe you should use your phone.
Showers.
You get inside, you see a lot of places.
Believe it or not, lock inmates took this cell house over once. That was the manager's office. Hot hell over that once.
What's the red button? Just a
Well, when
buzz
you
you
want
in?
in, you hit the button and buzz in the office. They look up and let you in.
Or keep you out?
Or keep you out.
Kyle,
Cell
I
house got
think
took
you
over
can get
one
into
day.
20.
Captain Krogmeyer was in the kitchen. The officer came in to do the exercise, looked up, came over there, said, I think I saw an inmate in there. He said, go get me a chain. I got a chain, change the door shut. Said, shit, the inmate's got it.
I think you can get in 20. You may have to wait a minute.
All right.
If somebody's in the front, just go to the back. Watch the stairs, you guys.
I built them stairs.
Did you?
I did, we had to tear out the old ones, put them in. It was fun. The exercise pins I told you about are over there. They put 5 to a pin, if I remember right.
You. No, I'm getting shorter.
Watch your step. This cell house 20, it was built to be a the maximum lockup. It does have electric doors on it that they control from the end of the range. Let's go down there and I'll show you. We got a pet lizard on the wall over there. We get down below, I'll show it to you. You had to buzz the door to get in. This is in the office. Staff stay locked in the office. And then locked. Yeah, locked. Go up around here and wait.
Hate to leave one of you in here. Terrible.
Yeah, you want it. You would like it.
I wouldn't like to leave anybody in here.
No, you would.
No, I would like this.
They take the blankets, stuff them up under the door. Flush the door, and I'm just going to the sink water. They get water inside that deep. Pull that blanket out and water in the dry. You just let them have different hell gels and stuff when they come in here, and then they start taking it, Vaseline, greasing their floors up. That all went bye-bye. I used to stock cat litter in here just in case they got something greased up, because bar soap would work. We keep cat litter in the cage, we have to go in on them and throw the cat litter in so we have trash in. He thought it was just a start cat. If anybody wants to go in there and get pictures of them, just take a turn to go. Now, in 20, we contraband down. The other still houses all skip the laundry out, so the laundry works in big laundry bags. In 20, they had washer and dryer here, the staff in the unit washer and dried their clothes, the contraband wouldn't come in. Mr. Larkin.
Hey, how you doing?
Good. It's better than you, my finger ain't in one of them things.
Almost lost it.
Oh, that ain't no good.
Step in.
John Pyle, and the third ones, they escaped by coming in here while it was under construction because they left the cutting torch here. They made their own kit, cut the bars up. They are creative fellas. Worst mistake at all you could ever make up here is thinking you're dealing with a dumb inmate. They aren't dumb. The guys are very creative, very intuitive. We have licensed attorneys doing time here. To get people off the street. A lot of drugs, a lot of ill-educated people for the most part. Not dumb, but not a good education in the school system, but intelligent. The Eagle Scout, he was one of the big gang leaders. I was good friends with him. I say that because all my kids are Eagle Scouts and I'm Scout. Staff bathroom was there. If they had to use the restroom, that's where they went. Before Des Moines got fired hearing about all the lawsuits and complaints that fell out in Des Moines, use of force and this and that. So to do away with that, they converted this into a GT cell house. Moved the lights over here and moved the lock of inmates over to the clinical care. Looked good on paper. 28 sued. He got sued a lot. Federal housing bill more a lot. I spent weeks on end in Des Moines. We had a federal judge that came down here. I've still got a stack of lawsuits that tall. I've kept them up here. Well, you know where the law college is in Grinnell?
What's that?
Grinnell, I think they just got the law college.
We got a college there, I don't.
Yeah, well, that's where their young attorneys learn how to sue. So they come down here and represent the inmates. You think it's funny, it's your tax dollars, you're not. District Grants, I'll walk you down to the end, we'll show you the shower down there.
How you doing there?
I'm gonna take a picture. I work here and I don't have one. That's them on movies, so I didn't sell them.
That's it.
you'd have two staff are in there. As these boys are in the right to be over here. You had an officer in the cage down there. When you got down here, you got the inmate shipped down. We hauled her open B5. And then the officer in the cage down there would open B5. And then when they were out, he would close the door back down. The reason being, if you bring another one out for exercise or whatever down that way, he may decide to run in there and knock this guy's TV off. They would take toothpaste. I don't know if you want what the best glue on the planet Earth is toothpaste. They would take toothpaste and paper, any kind of paper they got, whether it was reading paper, inmate memos and triplicates that cost like heck to make. They take them and they roll them kind of on a diagonal, and they use toothpaste to glue them down with, and they'd add them together. I seen a jigger pull from that cell down to the first one. They'd be hooking up tobacco or whatever they wanted, because this guy's in the hole, that guy's out when they used to smoke or candy or something. They'd pull it back down. A sock. Sit down sometime when you got time and unravel a nylon sock. Another thing I love to use for jigger lines was nylon socks. I allegedly was accused of taking a lighter, lighting one on fire, and burnt the inmate's fingers. I denied it. I just believe I did it. I did it more. This is along the shore of the unit. Exercise went out the back door. Their coats, their boots, and everything was kept around back. And they went out the back door to exercise in the back pens only. They want to keep it more isolated from the front. Had an inmate was in here, was in for a cell back down here. He took the phone hostage. They want to make a phone call. We have a phone jack. It was out here. I don't see it anymore. There's one there. The box is there. The box there. You plug the phone in here. You'd hand the inmate the phone with the cord and shut the flap. He'd get a 10-minute phone call. Well, every once in a while they do what you call big phone hostage. I ain't giving it up. Well, this inmate did it. I knew him for a long time. The first time I ever seen him at lockup speak up, well, once before. And he took the phone, wouldn't give it up. He was mad and upset. And he tore the phone up and smashed the heck out of it. And it always took us 2-3 days to get another phone, so the inmates always hollered at him, don't do it. I hollered at him. I was running the unit. I hollered at him. I talked to him. I got him to come out. Secure unit, no way anybody could know. I come in the next day, I'm coming across the yard. I'm about the dining hall, and one of the inmates, one of the ringleaders of one of the gangs, he stops me and thanks me for taking care of his cousin so that he didn't, we didn't go in on the fight. He's over here, they're isolated. How's that? That inmate's living in 18. They communicate well. They all, you couldn't keep a secret, keep stuff. Lieutenant Sellers, and Captain when he retired, he's lieutenant at the time, he was on the range over there, and inmate rolled up paper, he got a hold of a needle somehow, and the lieutenant scratched his head like this when the inmate shot him, embedded the dart into the knuckle into his finger. Would have hit him in the eye if he hadn't just been scratching. So they're very capable, very, very ingenuitive. We had an inmate in here, he'd take paper, roll it up. He made a little crane, he'd crank it up and swing it around a little tripod and pick up stuff back and forth. He had a little bit of a mental disorder, but wasn't crazy, but wasn't normal, what you call normal. But very ingenuitive, very creative. Showers down there, one at a time with a shower. Like I said, 3 times a week. If they didn't shower at least once a week, you had to drag them down there and shower. That was always fun. But
Where were prisoners buried? Like if they didn't have any family members, or what was the procedure after if somebody died in here?
State paid burial.
Would they go to a local cemetery, or did they send them?
They bury them in the general cemetery. Pay to have them buried in a regular cemetery. If you go up Burlington Hill, you hang a left going towards the new institution. There's a building there on the left. In behind it is where the old inmates used to be buried. At one time, they moved the cemetery where they were at to there, so there is a couple of mass graves. We used to go up, mow it, maintain it. I don't know if they do anymore or not. It's the old boot hill. They'd sink in because it was the old pine boxes. We'd have to take dirt in and keep covering. Nowadays, you're in a concrete bowl. But there's the old wooden boxes, and we'd have to keep putting dirt in it. They decompose, the boxes decompose.
Are they named or numbered?
Huh?
Are they named or numbered on their tombstones?
On the what?
On the tombstones? Or
Just their name. In here, we have their name and number on a piece of paper above their cell. I still recite a lot of the numbers.
I bet.
I mean, after you got it running right, it ran pretty smooth, not many troubles. You can see there's no light in the shower. They kept breaking it out, so there's one outside you turn on for them. Sometimes they take water and throw on it and pop that light bulb out. Board or something to do. But 23 hours a day in there, unless nurses come around every day, around for sick call, and officers go with them. We would do what they call ambulatory and 4-point restraint in here when they really got to messing up. Ambulatory was handcuffs, belly chain, leg irons, and chain to that, so that they couldn't do. If they bang on the doors and they do it, you put them in ambulatory, someone lay down, start kicking that door. We do what you call 4-point. And some of the cells we had, they're cut off now. They had brackets on the bed, and you cuff them, and shackle them to the bed. Just a matter of hours here or there, get them calmed down and go again.
When did they start air conditioning and?
Good question. They did that when they did the remodel starting in about 1980. Before that, there was no air conditioning. The air conditioning for the entire institution at that time, and the heat is all generated down below that big building as you came along down there by the street. It's called the powerhouse. They generate all the power down there. We buy the power now, but they've got generators down there to buy. They had an old steam generator set in there. We tried giving it away to everybody and anybody, could never get anybody to come get it. It's mint condition. In Y2K, everybody's going to lose their power. We're all scared to death. They made the maintenance department. Thank God I wasn't running it then. I was a captain. They made them go in and bring that thing back up and get it online to run. And it hadn't ran, I bet, for 34 years. They had to go all through it, get it up, and make it so it would run. Because they were nervous of Y2K. Range book down there, I'll point that out. State-of-the-art technology. When an officer gets every hour, you had to go down this road, check on the inmates. When you got to the end of the range, you sign the book, back up and come. You do an officer usually worked 4 ranges down here, another officer worked 4 ranges up. You'd have 2 up and 2 down. And then you had your other staff that would do whatever. When an officer come down the range, you tried to have one at the end of the range watch them. Sometimes you didn't have the help. You let yourself down, make your round, come back. Real secure about this unit. When they had the big riot, 7980, I think it was 79, I can look it up. I can't remember if it was this bars or these bars. The officers were trapped in here and couldn't get out. Inmates had tore the front door off with the tractor, because they used to keep the tractor in the lower yard, dump them more. They tore the front door off. They were here, pry bars, getting these doors open. They cut these bars off. In fact, Mike Swearing cut them off. He's dead now. He was a plumber. He cut the bars off and let the staff out, and then welded them back up. And that's how they got the staff out of here. They were after, depending which rumor you want to hear or believe at the time, the riot was over getting an inmate out of this cell house. The vice lords had given a man money, Tyson, get them drugs to send in when he got out on the streets. Well, he decided to have a party. Vice lords don't take it well when you take their money and run. He ended up, broke law, come back in. They broke him out of here, took him over to the kitchen, and that was into him. They argue whether it was spontaneous, it was over that. He sees the opportunity, he can go. And there were a million more rumors you could listen to that I ain't going to repeat, don't bear repeating. But, you know.
So did they separate the big issues guys out of here then after the riot? Did they send them to other places to, no?
No.
This is the last stop?
This is it. They had a sledgehammer out of the lower yard and busted 2 concrete blocks to get him out. His keys all went out the door when they went. Any other questions? We'll head over by the dining hall and down to the There he is. I found my lizard. Between them two columns. You see him? Or I'll point him right on out. Yep, right there in that last window over just back from this column. About the third stone up. See him on the wall? Yeah, I know. Yeah, the little kids are still looking. You see him? All right, you see this far stone wall there going up? See that window ledge? Go up about 3 blocks on that window ledge.
Start at this
See a little
window,
stone ledge
count
targeting
to the
that
very
stone,
last
see?
one.
Where the thing sticks out.
No, the window right before.
See that white block
And then
painted white
start
there
at
on
the top
wall?
of the window and go down
Go
up
straight
to
up
the
above
left.
it on the window and on the corner you see
It's
it.
about the sixth
Somebody else
stone
gets
back.
breakfast. I ain't doing very good. Another incident. His wife worked there. She seen him be. I mean, they gave him commercial can openers. He got one of them out. The guy was sitting at his desk doing paperwork. He went behind him. It was a hell of a day. We've had several hell of days up here.
I think Danny died
Hyatt got
shortly
stabbed
after
at
I left.
219 10 times. I knew him. Dave Hyatt was his name. Just a lot of things went on. I caught hell over them lines. I painted them up. Security director told me, we used to have yellow lines across here, and inmates would come up here and they talk lock it in. The security director told me I'm tired of it. So they can't pass across the yellow line. So I came out here and painted them yellow lines, boom, boom. They inmates just squall the security director back. Called me up and told me, he said, hi, I said, here. I said, you want them back up here? I'll put that line back up here and take rid of them. I said, otherwise they come out here, then go eat, they go down to the gym. So they don't need to be up here. No, leave them. So I put them line there. You used to have a yellow line came across here. Or no, yeah, it was right here. And I said, they don't need to be this close. No, go back
Yeah,
here.
they could have some private conversations, couldn't they?
Yeah, they holler and talk, and the officers would chase them off, and it's been on forever. Nice asphalt track to put in, no, not, probably about 12 years ago. Beautiful track. Did one out at John Bennett too, and then they closed everything down. The library set up where the windows are open there, that used to be the library. Inmates had to go up the steps to into the library.
Hey, Kyle! Hey! Are you taking a tour or giving them?
Giving, I come to take, I gotta give.
All right, I'll talk to you later.
You still a sergeant?
What's that?
You still sergeant?
No, I retired last February.
Oh, good grief, we'll have to
No,
get
a year
together.
ago last February.
This building off to the left is our state.
The old hospital you sit right here.
We need arrows.
This area back there is all grass, that used to be the old
Next
hospital.
to the yard, when you were required to go through there, there was a metal detector in there, so that way offenders couldn't take any like metal shanks or anything.
That used to be the clothing room, then they come in, he'd need clothing, he'd go over there and get clothing.
What were they issued when they came in?
Blue jeans, blue shirt.
Just one pair
No,
or
no, 3.
one for each shower?
I guess, they close every day. This wonderful thing's exhaust vent in the dish machine room. In the winter time, temperature get cold enough, it'd blow out here, you just lose track of everything in here, just disappear.
That wouldn't be handy in a prison, would it?
Excuse me, folks.
Couldn't get a signal inside.
Now, girls, there's a test. Does anybody remember what I said that little room is up there? Nobody remembers, do you? What is it?
Gas room.
Bingo. Gas cage. You feed 3 lines. When you feed breakfast, or you feed 3 lines, the workers would come, you start unlocking. When the officers came in at 6 o'clock in the morning, you get your cell house running. The hours were 6 to 2 or 5:45 to 1:45. You'd come in, didn't have time for a cup of coffee. You'd grab your keys, you'd run down, you'd unlock so many cells, you had to know which line you were letting out. The workers came first. The kitchen workers were already out. Night shift let them out to get the meal ready. You'd come in, you'd unlock the cell, you'd throw the lever in the office, you'd run down, you'd unlock the cells. They're still locked even though you threw the deadbolt off. When you went back into the office, when they called the yard lieutenant or whoever would call for them to feed, they'd call the cell house, or they'd holler on the radio, send me the line, and they would throw the levers in the office, and that would allow the inmate to open his door, and they'd all exit, come over here to the dining hall and eat. You had 30 minutes to eat, or 20 minutes to eat from the time the last man went through the line, is what they ended up with. So if you're the last guy in, you got 20 minutes to eat, which is plenty of time. You came in that door, come down this line, around through here, got your food there, came back around the salad bar, if they had salad or syrup or whatever you wanted your pancakes out here. Then you came out here and you sat down. When I started up here, we had chairs that had backs on them. And some of them were breaking, they started putting these on. The inmates are gang-oriented for the most part. A lot of them, not all, but a lot of them. They would sit in certain sections and they'd pick the ones that still had the good seats on them. And that really, it was nice for identifying who's in the gang. The gang leader would sit, they had tables here too, you could tell they're out. The gang leader would sit here and his closest buddies, and then so on and so forth out. So he was protected. It was his domain. They tend to have the ones, they picked the area that still had the good seats on. Somehow them seemed to get broke and they all got these. And that kind of diluted some of them. Things we watched for is we had a New Mexican gang start up. There's always different ones wanting to flourish. Everybody wants a gang sign. Their gang sign was they unbutton the top 3 buttons of their shirt. And after we watched them for so long and identified who they all were, we notified the people up above that deal with the gangs and stuff, and then we told them you got to button your shirt. Brzezinski ran that particular little gang for a while. But we've had a lot of different inmates in here. Iowa, like a lot of states, trades inmates. If we've got an inmate we're having a lot of problem with, we say, well, we'll trade him to Illinois or Missouri or California for one of their troublemakers in hopes that we're getting the better end of the deal. It's like poker. You're bluffing each other. You hope you win. And some of it would work because, a gang leader from another institution comes here. He's not the top of the pecking order. He's more of a threat to the guy that's in charge, so he wants to keep quiet and stay out of trouble. So it helped to regulate the gangs throughout the country. The other thing is the state would pay the federal government to keep inmates in the federal system. I've transported inmates to Leavenworth, a lot of fun, and to Marion. Real fun. That prison is all underground. Closed now, but I think, they moved to California, but it's all underground. You go down a story in an elevator, you had to get off, go to the other end, go down a story, go down to the other end. The elevator shafts did not go all the way. That way they could contain any incident they would have to one floor. You couldn't go any more. You had to call on the radio to their control center for that, there was no button to push. You called and they ran you up or down. And they could contain everything that way. It's a different prison. Leavenworth is a big prison. It makes this thing look small. I can't remember how many acres this thing is. I want to say 11 or 12. I can't quite remember.
Did inmates pay for meals? Like, was that?
Nope.
No, it was just
Inmates,
considered
it was
part of
free.
the.
Now, if you had a special diet, say you're diabetic or whatever, you go over there to the windows that were on the other side of that far wall, and that's where they got their dinner. They just go right on through, around, get their meal over there.
Kyle,
How you doing? I still owe you a piece of yourself, Ron. I ain't forgot you.
don't worry about it.
I ain't. I'm too old. We're going back to the kitchen.
They would come in. Over here.
No, you're okay. Excuse me.
they tried. They might, well, so-and-so says he needs it right away, that, you know, the cooking out there. To plan ahead, it ain't, my gate don't open during maintenance. Officer stood in here, he had this gate and that gate locked, and he had a key to it. The staff might be, yard lieutenant, they had a kitchen lieutenant, but during main line, the yard lieutenant ran the main line. He'd come in and oversee it or her. They had to both down and be lieutenant. Like some Patty Walkendorf, she started up here as an officer, sergeant, counselor. And then she went to another institution. She ran Mitchellville Women's Prison for quite a while. And she came here about a year ago. Real good people. Any quick questions? Well, I'm back to liking you again.
Abigail? You know.
I'll tell you again, I got you in, I can't get you out.
Scientist, oh, that's what it is.
You dump food in it, it ran by steam, and it heats the kettle. I mean, you dump in 30, 40, then gallon cans of corn or something, and go that way. And they sucked it all out, but when they did that, in the dead of winter, because the kitchen was set up for so much heat, the outside was just freezing. It's cold back here, freezing up front. Well, I liked it from the standpoint of security, because the inmates came in and they got out hurt. Well, warden and business manager decided they wanted this place heated. They wanted to know what it would take to heat it. Well, I said, that big building sitting right out back here, it's about a 15-foot square building. I said, if we turn the furnace on in it, we can heat this place, but it's natural gas and it's expensive. We don't care, it's cold, turn it on. Well, we turned it on, and for 10 years we told them we had no heat, and all the ones we had heat. I bet it cost them 10 grand every month when it's time to heat it. But I mean, this thing, you can just hear it humming and incessant and turns it on. It's just nasty. They use fryers, are still here, the grills are still here. They do hamburgers, they fry them all up on the grill. They have steamers like that, heaters that they slide in the pan and there's one of the ovens, it rotates. They set pans on it, it rotates it through it. And they set the timer and temperature off for whatever they're going to do and heat it. The food and beverage is also right back there, and then the finish off back in there. Well, they had the whole job last week. He was a grandfather, he did it and he told before that he was free, and they would assign him a job. They might look through the file and see he cooked before, this or that, or they might just decide, I need somebody to teach him I need somebody to pick up cigarette butts. I need somebody to sweep them off stuff. After having that job so long, they requested another one. I guess you can get moved where you want. The cooks usually for long term, most of the cooks will last. The lead goes every life here, forever, they do what they do, and they kind of oversee it. And they're very sad. And we got the couple of them walk out line, people move dog left, and kind of move up. Once it's assigned to the kitchen, then the food director and lieutenant decide on a particular job here. They learn to move the job, how to take it, and request it. Salt and pepper the same, for this chart, the same way you used to. Eat in hospitals, they might run hospital food. That's what I thought. It's institutional, this is what it is. There's no special cooking. All the food for back of that back area, the cage stuff back there, they bring a truck in once or twice a week, drop the food off, run the place for that amount of time. And then they do it again the following week.